Hello, I'm Robert Madrano, owner of Peach Hill Soils. Today we're going to talk about maintenance on our beds. We've had a chance to grow some vegetables now. I'd like to talk about today what to look for as they're growing. Something to keep an eye on is how the plants are growing and what they look like. Make sure they're getting enough water, enough nutrients, and the plant looks healthy at the surface. Healthy plant means good yield, good tomatoes, good chilies, good cucumbers, things like this. So I'm going to inspect my plants now. What I'm looking for is the green in the leaves. I'm looking for any leaf curl. I'm looking for pests on the plants, and I don't see any here. I like the green, I like the density of it, and I see some flowers here which will turn into some tomatoes. So this particular plant here actually is starting to sprout a tomato here. So I want to keep an eye on this. I want to make sure that there isn't anything that's attacking our plant, attacking our veggies that were spent so much time growing, and just keep an eye on it. I recommend at least 3 times a week coming out here to inspect your garden. Not only is it rewarding, but you just get a good feel out of it. See what's growing, see what's happy, see what's doing well and what isn't. And if by chance something isn't working well, by all means, pull it out and replace it. This particular box here that you see is an 8 foot by 4 foot redwood garden box. It's 16 inches deep. And in this space here, we have about 5 different varieties of veggies. You see the tomato plant here. Right next to it is a cucumber plant, which I do see a cucumber sprouting up. Over on this side, we have some zucchini. You see a couple of strawberry plants here. I love my peppers. I have a couple of pepper plants in here. So all of these plants can coexist together quite well. Again, you have to visit it to maintain it and make sure that you have enough space for each plant. On the outside, you see a combination of yellow marigolds and dark blue lobelia. The reason for that, the main reason is for that is because the marigolds are so fragrant, they actually ward off whiteflies, aphids, and a few other pests. So not only is it there for visual purposes, it's also there to help fight off naturally some of the pests that may attack the young veggies. The blue lobelia is simply for looks. Not only can you have a veggie bed, but you can also turn that into a flower garden. So you see everything works together very well. I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of the soil that you put into your bed. We found a location for our garden bed. We talked about construction of the garden bed, about the variety of plants we're going to use, but one of the most important things is the soil that we use to fill the bed so our plants can grow healthy. This mix here is what is called our vegetable mix. It drains very well. It's got a combination of organic worm castings. We put bone meal. You see some volcanic rock in there for drainage. Of course, the perlite and the pumice. And as you see, the results are the plants do very well. Very important what kind of soil you put in. Veggie mix is the best one for that. Also, after all the watering that we do and the recent rains that we had, any soil that you use will start to compact. I recommend about once a month to go through your garden beds with a cultivator. What that does is it helps break the crust of the soil and it allows the water to seep in. So you're going to want to go gently around each plant and turn the soil. That's going to allow for better water penetration, for some aeration, and just to turn the soil so it doesn't compact. What this allows, or what this controls, is that less evaporation. Now the water is going to seep into the root system. It's going to go down to the bottom of the bed, which encourages better water penetration and better root penetration, which will then translate to a more successful gardening. As you see here, we started some seeds, and the seeds are doing very well in the soil also. You want to be very careful around the young seedlings. Maybe stay about 4 to 6 inches away. So you'll go through your garden bed like this. I recommend about once every month to 2 months, depending on the weather. Obviously, during heavy rains, you're going to want to do it a little bit more. We covered construction of the box. We covered location. We talked about maintaining your veggies. Pretty easy steps to follow. But of course, if you have any issues or questions, we've recently created a group on Facebook, And it's a neighborhood group where we can all get together and talk about our experiences, some of our successes and failures, so we all can learn from this as a group. Also, if you get an overabundance of chilies, tomatoes, cucumbers, things like this, we could trade with some of our group members, even some pomegranates, some apples, some oranges. There's a lot of fruits and veggies out there that people have an overabundance of that I think we could share. Thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again.